Hey guys and gals, let's take a look at Space Explorer Rover and Alien Life by LEGO City. This is set number 60431, contains 311 bricks, retails for $34.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. So here we have the Explorer Rover. There's our Alien Life and an astronaut trying to take pictures. I think that's what he's doing. All sorts of stuff. Stuff that's included there. And here's the back. And don't worry, you'll get this soon enough. I've done enough space sets now that these are starting to grow on me a little bit. Oh, we could put stuff in the back too. Oh, okay. Well, this doesn't look too bad. Well, I'm going to head over to my other channel and build this, and we'll come back and take a closer look. Off to the left we have the Space Explorer Rover, and on the right we have a little scene here with aliens and our figures. We'll take a look at our figures first. That's essentially what they are. They do sit inside the craft, or the transporter, depends on how you look at it. They both have single-sided heads, nice print work for the torsos. Looks like this one's got binoculars, the other one's got a white camera. We got this little land camera thing, little drone or something, the battery thing on the back, and it's a nice little accessory piece. And we'll move that out of the way. Let's put the aliens in the spotlight because they like to fall out everywhere, and that's essentially what they are. And they like minifigure heads and some little glob things. Kind of cool. Take those out. That's what it looks like inside. Just a little scene, you know, just to have fun with it. It's a nice, colorful accessory. That's pretty much where it ends there. Now we're going to take a look at the Explorer Rover. And for the most part, it's a very interesting vehicle. I don't know. It's just, I'll save my opinions for the reviews, but the wheels are kind of wobbly, and they got the suspension, so it does this. It's like more like an RC car than anything. Here's the rear. This does open up. That's meant for our little droid to go in there. And yeah, here's the top of it. These things do come off, so just pop the top of the cockpit off, and we can take a look inside here. Oh, this one comes off too. This is printed. That's really cool. And it does seat up to 2 minifigures. I don't think the aliens are included. They're not for the ride. This piece here is printed and stuff like that. And we're going to seat our figures inside. Now they have accessories, so you can remove the accessories. I'm just going to go ahead and remove them. And don't worry, I already took the thumbnail, so I won't have to worry about that. And we'll set him as the pilot. And they just sit right on those jumper plates. But see, they're kind of wiggly in there. They don't sit in very well. This one's got the camera. We'll pry that out of his little paw. Set him in there too. So they use these same plates that they use for mini dolls. And I'm sure that mini dolls would fit in this just fine. And that's how they look inside the craft. Now, I'm going to put all this stuff back on here. Well, before we do, we're going to put the droid in the back. So you can simulate the door opening up here, drive it in here, and set it in like that. And then close all this up. And put that on there. So far so good. Nothing has bind it up or fall off. Well, that fell off. And I wish that was hinged, but it's not. That's really impossible to put on, especially as springy as it is. What do you do with the accessories? Well, here, we'll just toss those in there. Maybe you can't. Really? There we go. And you're pretty much on your way. You got a little radio antenna. It just looks more like an RC car than anything else. And that's essentially the Space Explorer Rover. And, you know, it's an interesting build. But how interesting? You know, do you really want to know? I know some people don't want me to tell the truth on things, but, well, let's go ahead and let's dive right on the review with play value. We'll start with the positives first. And as you can see, it's playable. This is a playable model. You know, also you can remove your batteries and you can open up the top. You have full access into the interior, which is cool. Working rear door and the suspension. You also got this little area here with the aliens. Pretty cool. I mean, it's playable. You got plenty of accessories with this. Build quality, I'd say it's pretty good. Except for this kind of sliding off. I didn't really have anything catastrophic fall apart when I was building this. So the build quality is pretty good. The only thing I don't like about it is these plastic tires are hard plastic. They're not rubber. So these are, as you can see, this thing just slides all over the place. It doesn't really have a lot of traction on a smooth workbench. But nonetheless, though, this should have been rubber. I kind of wish they were. You know, they have those air tires. I'm really surprised they don't stick those in. They're kind of squishy. You know, they probably would have worked a lot better on this build. Now, for build experience was another issue. At first, it seemed okay. We were doing this, but I don't know. I just was starting to lose interest in this project. I think it's got to be the color scheme. It's obviously not me being tired or it being like 2 in the morning, but I just couldn't get into this project at all. It just didn't keep my interest. You know, I'm not really into space themes at all, but just for me, it just didn't quite work. As for city drop-in value, you could drop this directly into a city. As you can see, it's fully done. It's complete. You just need to just reach over, pick it up, and set it in. There's no modifications. But there is some good pieces in here for mock building as well. You could probably use the tires for something else, or maybe the bricks for a completely different build. So there is some mock potential with the set. Or you can integrate it into an existing mock too. That would even work, because like I said, it's a very complete build. My final score on this set, to be honest, is a 9. And it's not due to the fact that I was just losing interest with it. These tires, you know, I guess I get nitpicky on it. These aliens don't really attach in there really firmly. And the accessories, you got to pack them in here, which is okay. But I don't know about this thing. I understand what Lego's going for with this. It's meant to go uphill, but you can't go downhill very well. But for me, a 9 is pretty good with this. And unfortunately, it's not a collaborative build. Now, the minifigures in this piece here can be built separate from this, but it's a very unbalanced collaborative build. So whoever you don't like, give them the big ship. Maybe they'll fall asleep early through it. But I think it was the color scheme that did it. So I think a 9 is pretty fair for this model. But remember, it is playable. Everything's printed. All around, it is just a nice model for a space theme. For somebody like myself who's into city or suburban type builds, this one just didn't cut it. Would this be something I would pick up? Not really. I would look at this going, yeah, I can think of something better. I'm just being honest. It's just not my style of build. But for the most part, it's not too bad. Now for $34.99, this is essentially what you're getting here for 311 bricks. I'm sure for a young one who's interested in this, it's really nice. It's a playable model. I'd say it's a bit on the high end for what we're getting here. For me personally, it's okay. It's just not my thing. I just can't get into space, but a 9's a very fair score for this. But I want to know what you guys and gals think of the Explorer Rover and the alien life form. Tell me what you think. Do you think this is a nice set? Is this something you're going to run out and buy? I'm kind of curious. Let me know in the comments.